The 1958 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL is one of those cars that instantly takes you back to the golden age of motoring, an era when driving was not just about moving from one place to another but about elegance, passion, and the romance of the open road. When Mercedes introduced the 190 SL in the mid-1950s, it was designed as the more accessible sibling of the legendary 300 SL, a car that had already gained worldwide fame for its racing pedigree and iconic gullwing doors. But while the 300 SL was a rare exotic that few could dream of owning, the 190 SL was built to bring the Mercedes-Benz dream to a wider audience. With its breathtaking lines, graceful proportions, and unmistakable roadster charm, it became a favorite among celebrities, wealthy enthusiasts, and anyone who wanted a taste of luxury with the wind in their hair. Restoring a 1958 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL is more than just bringing an old car back to life. It is an act of preserving history, craftsmanship, and timeless beauty. Imagine finding such a car after decades of neglect, hidden away in a dusty barn or tucked inside a forgotten garage, its paint faded, chrome dulled, and leather cracked by time. At first glance, it might look like a relic of the past, too far gone to ever shine again. But to a restorer, what many see as decay is actually a story waiting to be told, a chance to peel back the layers of time and rediscover the car's soul. Each dent tells of journeys taken, each scuff of adventures long past, and every piece of worn-out trim is a whisper from another era. The goal of a proper restoration is not just to make the car look new, but to honor its spirit and give it the dignity it deserves. That is exactly what happens when a 1958 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL is brought back from the brink. Piece by piece, bolt by bolt, it is reborn. The 190 SL's design is a masterpiece of German engineering combined with a touch of Hollywood glamour. Its bodywork, with its flowing fenders, elegant grille, and sweeping curves, was sculpted to embody sophistication. Unlike many cars of its era that felt boxy or utilitarian, the 190 SL looked like it belonged on the French Riviera, cruising along sunlit boulevards with style icons at the wheel. Restoring this exterior is often one of the most challenging parts of the process. Decades of rust can eat away at the steel panels, forcing craftsmen to cut, weld, and shape new metal by hand, always being careful to match the original lines perfectly. Sanding the body down to bare metal reveals the scars of time, but it also provides a blank canvas for the rebirth. After endless hours of preparation, primer coats, and careful sanding, the 190 SL's body is ready for its final finish, a deep, glossy paint that looks like liquid glass, bringing back the shine it once had when it left the Mercedes factory in Stuttgart. But a true restoration is not just skin deep. The soul of the 190 SL lies under the hood, where its 1.9-liter inline-4 engine resides. Back in 1958, this engine produced around 105 horsepower, which might not sound like much by today's standards, but in its time, it was more than enough to deliver an exhilarating drive. The engine was paired with a 4-speed manual gearbox, allowing drivers to truly feel the connection between machine and man. Rebuilding the engine requires meticulous attention to detail, disassembling it piece by piece, inspecting every bearing, piston, and valve, then replacing or reconditioning components to factory specifications. When the engine is finally reassembled and fired up for the first time after decades of silence, the sound is magical. The smooth hum of the motor, the rhythmic ticking of perfectly tuned valves, and the slight growl under acceleration bring the car back to life in a way that no cosmetic restoration ever could. It is a moment that gives goosebumps, not just to the restorer but to anyone who witnesses it. Step inside the 1958 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL, and you are greeted with an interior that is pure luxury. Unlike modern cars filled with screens and plastic, the 190 SL's cabin is a blend of hand-stitched leather, polished chrome, and delicate gauges that look more like fine watch faces than car instruments. Restoring the interior is a labor of love, as every detail matters. The seats must be carefully reupholstered in high-quality leather, often matched to the original color codes used by Mercedes decades ago. The dashboard, with its symmetrical design and elegant speedometer, must be restored with precision, ensuring that every switch and knob feels just as it did in 1958. Even the steering wheel, with its thin rim and classic Mercedes-Benz star in the center, is polished to perfection, reminding the driver that this is not just a car, it is an experience. When you sit inside a fully restored 190 SL, you are transported to a different time, when driving was an event, and every journey felt like a celebration. One of the most striking features of the 190 SL is its dual nature. It was both a sports car and a grand tourer. Unlike the raw, Race-bred 300 SL, the 190 SL was designed for comfort as much as performance. It had independent suspension, providing a smooth ride even on long trips, and it could be ordered with a removable hardtop, making it practical in all seasons. This balance between sportiness and elegance is what made it so appealing to a wide range of buyers in the 1950s, from Hollywood stars to European aristocrats. Restoring the suspension and braking system ensures that the car drives just as well today as it did over 60 years ago, capable of gliding down highways or winding through country roads with grace and confidence. Each component, whether it is the shock absorbers, drum brakes, or steering system, must be brought back to life with care, ensuring not only safety but also authenticity. The restoration of a 1958 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL is not just about mechanical skill, it is about artistry. Each chrome bumper must be replated until it shines like a mirror. Each emblem, from the Mercedes star on the grille to the 190 SL script on the trunk, must be restored or replaced with exact replicas. The soft top, when folded back, must fit seamlessly into its compartment, while the hardtop, when installed, must align perfectly with the body lines. Nothing can be overlooked, because with a car of this caliber, the smallest detail makes all the difference. It is a process that takes thousands of hours, countless resources, and an unshakable dedication to perfection. When the restoration is finally complete, and the 1958 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL rolls out of the workshop, it is more than just a car, it is a work of art, a piece of history that has been given a second chance at life. The shine of its paint, the rumble of its engine, and the feel of its leather seats are not just for show, they are a tribute to the craftsmen who built it in 1958 and to those who restored it decades later. Driving such a car is unlike driving anything else. People stop to admire it, cameras come out, and conversations begin wherever it goes. It has a presence that modern cars simply cannot replicate, because it carries with it the weight of history, the beauty of design, and the magic of nostalgia. The value of a restored 190 SL goes beyond money, though it is true that these cars fetch high prices at auctions and among collectors. What really makes them priceless is the emotion they evoke. For some, it might remind them of their youth, when these cars were new and seen on glamorous streets. For others, it might be a dream fulfilled, owning and driving a piece of history they had only admired in magazines or movies. For restorers, it is the satisfaction of saving something irreplaceable, of knowing that their work will be admired for generations to come. The 190 SL is not just a car, it is a story, a legacy, and a testament to what happens when design, engineering, and passion come together. Restoring a 1958 Mercedes-Benz 190 SL is a journey of patience, skill, and vision. It begins with a forgotten shell and ends with a masterpiece. It is proof that beauty never truly fades, it only waits for someone with the courage and dedication to uncover it again. Every time the engine starts, every time the wheels turn, and every time the wind rushes over its curved fenders, the car whispers to us from the past, reminding us of a time when driving was pure joy. And thanks to restorations like this, the legacy of the 190 SL will continue to inspire, captivate, and enchant for decades to come.